right, so there's been a lot of talk over the past couple of years about this so-called audit that the Yankees are undergoing, and I thought it would be a good exercise for me to perform my own audit, right? To discuss the things that I feel this team could change in order to make the Yankees the gold standard again, right? The Dodgers have kind of been viewed as the gold standard. That's why Ohtani went there. He basically went there for nothing. He wanted to join an organization that was basically doing everything right. And the Yankees can get to that place again. So this podcast is going to be less about the individual players and less about, trades and free agents and things like that, and more about what the Yankees can do in a number of different areas to make themselves better. So let's start with the obvious one. They need to stop playing New York, New York by Frank Sinatra after losses. They got to stop doing it. I saw someone suggest they play That's Life. That's life. That's how you lived it. I expect that the Yankees could do just as fine playing that after games and save New York, New York for wins. Because the mood of the song doesn't match a loss. Right? And it takes away from how special it is to hear New York after they win. Right? You got to differentiate between winning and losing again. Number 2, they need to treat their prospects with much more respect. They have totally ruined the career of Oswald Peraza. They're trying the best they can to ruin Jason Dominguez. The way they treat their prospects is just disrespectful. They give guys numbers like 95 and 89 in spring training, and that's been the case for years. And then when the season begins or they get called up, they don't switch them to a lower number. They leave them with these astronomical, disrespectful numbers. And I know, how you saying a number is disrespectful? It's just, in Yankee tradition, that's just how it's always been. But that's one place where they've gotten away from the tradition is they don't value lower numbers anymore. And then when they get called up, a lot of times they don't play or they get erratic playing time. They'll play a day, they'll get a day off, play 2 days, hit a home run, and then get 2 days off. They have got to give their prospects more of a chance when they get to the major leagues. And shout out to Aiden on this one, my social guy. He says that the Yankees are way too stubborn, and I agree with him. That was a great way to put it. How long did they stick with Aaron Hicks and Josh Donaldson when they knew they were washed up, right? They stuck with them forever. DJ LeMahieu had 201 at-bats this season, had a negative 1.6 WAR. But if you ask Brian Cashman, I guarantee you, he'll say that LeMahieu is in the mix to start at first base next year or at third base, both of which are patently absurd. The guy can't hit anymore. He can barely move anymore. His feet are finished. He's not a professional athlete anymore. He's going to be in the beer league with Aaron Hicks and Josh Donaldson in a year. They probably stuck with Rizzo too long, too. I know he had a couple of hits in the playoffs, but the power has been gone for a while. And there's still a chance the Yankees could bring him back next year, although I doubt it. But some have speculated he could come back on a team-friendly contract. Just way too stubborn. They stick with guys who are obviously done for way too long. Way too stubborn. Number 4. They have to make the franchise more fun and less corporate. I get one of those Bronx City Connect jerseys to start with. I get it. You don't want people coming to the stadium for the first time and not getting to see the pinstripes. But I think the younger crowd that you're trying to turn into Yankees fans, I think they like things like fun alternate jerseys. I don't have any data to show that. I didn't do a focus group, but I get a lot of questions from young kids like, hey, are the Yankees going to get a City Connect? Right? Things like that can make the season more fun. I liked when they did the Field of Dreams game and they wore the old-time uniforms. I thought that was great. I like the military hats. I like, when they do for Mother's Day or Father's Day, they change the uniforms a little bit. A City Connect would be fun. You could even wear it on the road. Nobody says you got to wear it at home. Rep the Bronx on the road as like a blue alternate, right? Blue pinstripes on the road or something like that. Have fun with it. Wear something that looks like this. This jersey's the bomb, and it's comfortable. I get it. It's a marketing gimmick. as John the Beagle Dad says. But it's fun. It's fun. This is entertainment business, right? And number 5, going to be controversial. And I'm not saying you have to love it or hate it, but reconsider the beard rule. This is not a tradition that dates back 100 years. This was introduced with Steinbrenner in the early 70s. You know, if Babe Ruth wanted to grow a giant beard, he could have. It says something about the culture with the Yankees that every time a player gets traded or signs elsewhere as a free agent, they immediately grow a beard. Every one of them. Allowing people to express themselves authentically, including things like facial hair, could make them a little more comfortable. And anyone who's ever managed people will tell you that the more comfortable someone is, the better they perform. So those are just a few of my thoughts on the cultural changes that I think the Yankees should consider. I know the beard thing is going to be controversial. And look, everyone gets to have their own opinion on it. I'm not saying I would necessarily 100% get rid of the rule, but I would adjust the rule, I think. I think maybe, it's time to explore letting well-groomed facial hair, right? Somebody wants a light beard, maybe a little more than a 5 o'clock shadow that I've got now. And by the way, I went down too far on my razor the other day, and I had to do the whole beard. Oh, aggravating. So it's growing back. But it's in the awkward stage right now. This was a clip from a recent podcast. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and check out the full episode.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.